keep on falling, falling down.
Okay.
Trying to catch the crowd.
Okay. Hört mal alle zu.
Wanna be cruising through time, cause regrets on my mind,
Der
yeah.
hier ist aus dem Herzen.
Every time I've been playing, yeah.
No name,
I've been playing myself.
no ID,
I've been chasing that
no
wealth.
nothing.
I can't win this
Yeah.
fight, save my life tonight.
Der eine, der einst war, der Champ, der Goat. Jede Zeile ein Schritt auf der Treppe zum Thron. Keiner kann mich halten, keiner kann mich stoppen.
Hey guys. Nobody's there yet. I know you guys are gonna be there, so I'm talking into the future. This is past me talking to future you, which is now present you. And the reason why I know you're gonna be there is because I know how law of attraction works, and I've been on it. It's been a journey though. And sometimes you just take a pause because it's so deep and so rich of a journey. And so my goal was always to bring people along and tell them the story. And I've tried. You can go back and you can kind of look at my podcast, you can look at some of my Instagram, TikTok, things like that, and you'll see these big breaks. Like for instance, this last big break had to do with a divorce, losing my job, having some problems with addiction, and recently going back home to the United States. And when I went back home to the United States, it's been 4 years since I've been. I live in Bonn, Germany now. It literally just knocked me off my feet. There's so much going on. It's so much going on. It's so much going on. And so I thought for my return to YouTube that I would just stop in right quick and talk to you guys about curation. Have you ever heard of something like a curator of a museum or so? This is probably the most often used term, or the often used word usage. What a curator museum does is that they dig through everything that's out there and they try to figure out what's good enough to be in their museum. And this is what we need to be doing more than ever right now. All the information is out there. And this is the gift and the curse of the internet era. You can go and learn how to be, an engineer, a doctor, whatever you want. You can do it online. And if you're about it enough, like if you're willing to sift through and willing to be a good enough curator, you can basically learn whatever you want. But we can't stop there, because if you're living in a first world country right now, if you live in the US, if you're living in Europe and you have your phone on you strapped tight, you're involved with social media, you have access to TV and DSL and internet, this, that, other. It's not a far cry. It just means that you have so many impressions available to you all the time. And that's not including like your actual personal experience through the world with coworkers and family and friends and romances and whatever the hell else, kids and parents and blah, 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 blah. I remember they were talking about like newspapers, and I want to say, I'll quote it a little bit wrong, please forgive me. They were basically saying the idea that like 100 years ago, a newspaper would literally have like a tenth of the information that newspapers have now. The human brain was never meant to successfully sift through that much information. But the human brain tries to make sense of everything you show it. If you're watching TikTok videos that have absolutely nothing to do with logic or anything they say, your brain is trying to make sense of it. So we're just smashing our extremely old operating system against the wall with all of these impressions. And if you look at a culture like the US, over half the residents on pharmaceutical prescriptions, and almost all the residents, I can't say that. Many of them are struggling. Many people in first world countries are struggling. You can just look at the rates of suicide that are going up, of depression, of mental illness. And this isn't just in the US, this is worldwide. And it's because this operating system was never meant to deal with that much information and also that much irrelevant information. So we have to become a curator in our life, where we decide that's enough. And we start sifting through. Number one, decide from the beginning, like, I'm not gonna submit myself to 10,000 impressions every day. Because if you're on social media the whole time, if you're on YouTube the whole time, if you have the TV on in the background the whole time, like, that's what it's like, 10,000 impressions a day. And a lot of those impressions, 4, 5, 6 of them, are advertisements in which these companies spend billions of dollars to manipulate us to do what they want us to do, or to watch what they want us to watch, or to be where they want us to be. So I've got to start shutting down my lens some at the very start of this curation so that I don't get overloaded. And even if I'm managing, even if I've found some sense of organization, am I really okay? And for how long? After this, I've already cut down the lens some, then I have to make another decision. What's worthwhile? What's good enough to be let into my life in a meaningful way? I don't want to judge anybody's content. I don't want to judge anybody's, advertising. I'm just saying this, that, or the other. Everything is an opinion, right? Or everything is relative based on you and your life. So for your life, you, the person who's watching this right now, some of this isn't worthwhile. Some of this isn't valuable. Some of this is just adding confusion and extremity and emotion to your life for no particular reason. And only you can figure that out, what makes sense. Just wanted to stop back in right quick, Just get out there, just push the button on the camera, Get it cracking again. I'm gonna be showing up a little bit more often. We're gonna be talking about a few things because I want you guys, and I've always hoped that you guys would come on this journey with me. You guys, girls. I don't know, they have so many pronouns now, I don't know what to say. He, she, them. I'm in the 80s, baby. I'm trying to get with the times, guys. I'm sorry. Become a curator. Let's become a curator together. And then we'll talk about creation. I love you guys, man. Next time.
I keep on falling down.
Okay.
Trying to catch the crowd.
Okay. Hört mal alle zu.
Wanna be cruising through time, cause regrets on my mind,
Der
yeah.
hier ist aus dem Herzen.